Welcome, everybody, to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by SiteHub. I'm delighted to welcome you all today. We have a fantastic show, starting with our presenting sponsor, SiteHub. I'm so happy to welcome Sean McKay.
Thanks for having me back, Sarah.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's right. It's your second time on the show. It's certainly not going to be your last, and you've had a lot of exciting things happen to you this past year, and I'm hoping that you'll talk to us a little bit about them. And I want to lead off with the fact that you were just named for the second year in a row, right? Best in Digital Marketing by none other than Digital Rochester. Is that correct?
It is. I'm blushing.
You're blushing. You are blushing. Nobody can see this, but me and Bob D'Angelo here in the studio with us. That's actually charming. So Congratulations. That's a tremendous achievement.
Thank you.
Yeah. And this means that you and your team are doing great things. But can you tell our listening audience what it is that you do? Because that's a big universe, right? Digital marketing.
Yeah. So, we just started off our company 10 years ago as a just simple website development company. And from there, we've moved well beyond the scope of just developing custom websites and now handle digital marketing efforts. So helping people improve their search ranking, or a big service that we're offering, well, hopefully we could talk about today, is lead generation, helping companies actually generate new business using the internet.
Yeah, that's a huge and growing area, right?
Absolutely. It's what everybody's always wanted out of digital marketing or advertising in general. Why do you put out a billboard? Well, you hope to grow the business, right?
Right.
And so we're getting into a time now where it's very tangible and direct and trackable, where I could show you this dollar brought you this person. Right.
Which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's almost a little scary.
It's scary.
It's a little scary. But it is actually, I think it's possibly more than some people even realize, it could be achieved with digital marketing. Because if you think about old-fashioned traditional print and broadcast marketing, you were hoping to reach somebody. Mm-hmm. You were hoping to get into their ears or their eyes or both, and you were hoping that you could provoke them into kind of checking you out, right?
Yeah.
Picking up the phone and calling you, or, going to an event. But this is beyond that, as you were saying. This is about giving the advertiser, through digital marketing, not just the ability to reach a potential target market, but also the ability to get a little bit of a refined sense of who might be responsive or more likely to respond, as opposed to just the big broad swath of communication that I think we've had in the past. So and I just want to say you did an amazing job. You presented to the Greece Regional Chamber membership a few months back on this very topic, and I know that first of all, it was sold out. Scared a few people. That's right. You're not doing your job if you didn't scare somebody. And then, not only was it a very popular topic, and we were standing room only, but also I got nothing but positive feedback from that.
Awesome.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
Can you, for those of us who are a little bit, less initiated, can you walk us through a little bit more? Because lead generation is indeed what you've made a point of saying. That's an area of specialty for you and your firm, SiteHub.
Right.
So, without giving away any state secrets, so if I'm advertising and I want to advertise in the digital marketing space, first of all, where do I advertise?
Yes.
Right? What are the basics of where do I go? Assume no knowledge, because if it were me listening, that's what you would have.
Yeah.
Basically no knowledge.
Yeah, right. I think you mentioned broadcast and traditional media. It's worth noting that the way that we advertised even 10 or 15 years ago, and still today even, in large is by using demographics as our targeting tool. So we look at TV, they filter demographics by the station. You have the Home and Garden station that's targeting a specific demographic. Certain radio stations target different types of listeners.
Looking at Bob right now.
And what we do online now is, instead of targeting by demographics, we target by behaviors. So we target people and advertise directly to people who we know are a really close behavioral fit to your existing target market, to your existing customer base, and who are actually in market to buy whatever it is you're selling. So they're actively searching for it. So let's say you sell houses, you're a realtor. You don't want to advertise to everybody in a certain age range, because maybe 2/5 of those people just bought a house, and
Right.
the other quarter of them bought a house in the last year and aren't looking. There's a large portion that aren't in the market. Now, with the tools we have, we can simply reach out to people who are looking to buy or sell a house, and that's as simple as that.
That's amazing.
And when we do that, we find that our cost for a lead goes way down. People get more qualified leads.
Right.
And that's what everybody wants.
And I mean, again, without giving away any state secrets, where does that information come from?
All right, listen in, my competitors. Here we are.
Don't give away, really, don't give away state secrets, but generally, it's coming off the internet, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, so like everything we do in our lives as Americans, especially, where privacy rules and regulations are quite slim and unregulated. Yeah, I mean, our data is not really protected here in the U.S. very much.
Okay.
Obviously, you can't go around and steal people's Social Security number and get away with it, but what you do on the internet is not private, and we all understand that. We all open our browser with the understanding and expectation that everything we're going to do is tracked, or at least you should.
I'm forewarned. I don't know if I really did have that understanding until just now. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, so you should know that whatever you're looking for is kind of public.
Yeah, and incognito doesn't help. But anywho, that data is bought and sold on the marketplace, and there's big data aggregators that exist, and they're some of the most profitable companies. The biggest commodity sold today, I believe, is data.
Yep.
Above all else, tangible goods.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I mean, water's probably up there, but data might even be better. Who has the water, right?
Yeah,
There's data.
Right. Oh, good point.
So, yeah, I mean, we can go to these marketplaces and basically put in an order for who we're looking for and what they've recently done on the internet, where they've been even. Like, we all have a smartphone. Well, it's a tracking device.
Wow.
You guys all should read Edward Snowden's new book, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. But... the tracking devices we all carry in our pockets are collecting the information about where we're going,
right?
Our buying habits, how we use social media, what we're interested in, and that's the type of information that we tap into to find really good targeted audiences. Now, I think, as I mentioned in my little presentation for the chamber, that's scary to most people.
Sure.
But as a business owner, that should be exciting.
Right.
We should look at it like as an opportunity.
Absolutely. Yeah. Think of all of the time and money you can save by being much more focused in terms of who you reach out to, who you speak to, somebody that actually wants to hear what you have to say.
And that's a big piece too.
Yeah.
There's a stat that 70% of people say they'd rather have targeted advertisements.
Right.
In that they'd rather see if they're going to see an ad, they'd rather it be something they might like.
Absolutely.
Versus something that is totally uninteresting to them.
Yeah, that's a very positive aspect, absolutely. Yeah. In case you're just joining us, you're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by SiteHub. And I'm delighted to be sitting here with the owner and the founder of SiteHub, Sean McKay. So tell us a little bit now about your evolution. I know, maybe a quick version. I know we talked about this the last time we came on, because you were kind of a child prodigy, right?
Oh,
This was your
yeah.
This whole arena
we did
was
talk about that.
We did talk about it, because you were quite young when you got involved in I guess I'll call it IT, but I'm not even sure that's the right term. But.
Yeah, technology was always my thing. I don't know if I mentioned on the last one, but basically I got into it because of a bone disease.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Yeah, so I have a bone disease where I, as a kid, would fall and break a bone.
Oh, goodness.
Don't feel bad.
I feel
it
terrible.
Worked out. But basically, I couldn't play sports, that was for sure. And because of that, I turned to technology instead. Kind of classic geek story, right? But actually, it was funny. I always blame it on my first bone doctor. He basically prescribed me a PlayStation as a kid.
Really?
Yeah, so I was in 2 arm casts or whatever, broken up, and he recommended that I do something to move my fingers to kind of stimulate muscle and, whatever, keep me busy, I guess. So I got a PlayStation.
Great prescription.
Great prescription.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well done, Doc.
Yeah.
And from there, I tried to figure out like how did that thing work, and I had computers and wanted to know how those worked. And that old story somehow translates to me growing into an adult in IT. I guess I just have always been into this passion. Built my first website when I was 13.
Wow. Yeah, that's what I remembered. That I think you said before. Yeah.
And here we are.
And here we are.
It's easy, right? It's
Very
magic.
Easy. Yeah, absolutely.
And then you're successful.
Yeah. Right? and now you've got a great new office. And you're located downtown, correct?
Yep. Yeah, we're in we're adjacent to the Metro Co-work building downtown, right on East and Alexander.
Fantastic. And Metro Co-work is an exciting thing as well.
Yeah,
right?
They are. They're a client of ours, and they're a great new community for startups and small businesses and even remote business employees. Like we have, there's another large company there, but companies from all over the world who have remote employees are putting them into co-works like that. Yeah.
Yeah, this is sort of the hot new thing that's sweeping the country, and in some respects, it may not be as new as some people think it is.
No, I don't think so.
However, it's got a whole new
feels
brand.
New. Yeah.
It feels new.
Yeah.
That's right, and it's a new wave for this generation. I had said to somebody when I was a bit younger, and I was actually working in the New York City area. One of my first jobs, we were a smaller company. We were starting up, and we worked in a space that was a shared space. It was actually in Penn Station, right above Penn Station. And you had a space. We had a very small office space, but then we had shared services. We had a shared assistant, shared secretarial, reception,
coffee,
conference room. I don't remember if the coffee was shared or not.
It
that
is
would be
Metro.
Really important. It is at Metro. See, that could be new.
Yeah.
That would be a major selling
Free
point
coffee
for me.
on tap.
So, in some respects, that kind of an idea has existed before, but this is a little bit different because the offices are not separate, right?
Yeah.
And that seems to be the new twist, that people want to actually remove those walls between, there's a shared space with offices that are wall-less, so that you can actually interact with the other tenants, with the other businesses.
Exactly.
So that's got to have a lot of great energy to it, a lot of new energy. So
it does.
Yeah.
Because it becomes synergistic, I think is the hip term.
That's the hip term.
We work with a lot of the other co-work members. They offer different talents, and they're just it's nice to have kind of a community you can tap on without having to go online and find a remote worker who you don't know right here in your building. You can do it. Now, it's a great idea because sometimes you're right, you have somebody right next door to you and you might not realize it if there's a wall between you who actually could be a wonderful partner or customer. So, kudos to everybody who came up with this. In case you're just joining us, you're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce sponsored by Site Hub. And we are actually sitting here and talking with the owner, the founding owner of Site Hub. I know you have some other titles, I'm guessing president, CEO, a couple of other initials, right? Legal names.
Sean McKay. And one of the things I want to make sure to mention is that Sean McKay and Site Hub are actually finalists for this year's, for the 2019, for the Greece Regional Chamber and Genesee Regional Bank's 2019 Micro Enterprise of the Year.
Yes.
And that's a very big deal.
Super excited
the Chamber has, for the past 11 years, the Greece Regional Chamber and Genesee Regional Bank is the presenting sponsor for
the entire time.
Wow. From the entire 11 years. We have had an annual nomination and review process that has spanned the region. It's been a little bit Greece-centric, but it's not Greece-exclusive, and you're a great case in point. Site Hub is not based in Greece. Half of our membership is outside of Greece, something that people don't realize. And we have a selection committee made up of other chamber members. Most of them are actually past recipients, so they really understand the process and the award. And we select 3 finalists in 2 different categories: Small Business of the Year, Micro Enterprise of the Year. The differences really has to do with, sort of annual revenue, gross annual sales, and we make a big deal out of all 6 of you finalists because you are now emerging as the best of the best, and there were well over 80 nominations this year. So very competitive landscape. You're honored, and so are we. We've got a wonderful group of nominees, semifinalists, and then finalists, and we're really delighted that Site-Hub is being recognized. For the great work that you do. So one of the things I wanted to just make sure that we talked about a little bit is, how you are working with other businesses in the community, who it is that you're partnering with. I know that, we're hoping to do a little bit of a partnership with you.
Yeah.
And obviously you're doing a partnership downtown. What is it? Is it 350 East Ave?
It is.
350 East Ave. Wondering if you've got, other sorts of things that you want to bring up, events, partnerships, visions, anything that you'd like to let the listening audience know about that might be coming down the pike. And then I want to make sure people know how to get to you because, Site-Hub, 350 East Ave, it's great, but not everybody drives everywhere. And especially here we are talking about digital marketing and the Internet. And so we want to make sure to get some contact information out there. Of course.
Yeah. Well, that part's easy. Our website's yoursitehub.com, and all of our social media is Site-Hub. So you can find us on Instagram at Site-Hub or on Facebook on Site-Hub. So as far as partnerships, though, and things going on, obviously the things you mentioned, thank you very much. We're really happy to be recognized for the Small Business of the Year and Micro Enterprise of the Year, and obviously the Best in Digital Marketing twice in a row.
Awesome.
I have to say with that, I was up against really great companies, too. Like the two other finalists are companies, honestly, that I look up to. They're larger than mine, rather. They're many times bigger. So it was really, I was truly honored again. I can't find a better word to have won that award. And
it's really impressive. Yeah, it is really impressive.
Yeah, my mouth hit the floor a little bit. So
and 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row, yeah. And right here outside, you guys are going to be talking with one of my other clients, NeighborWorks.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
great.
so NeighborWorks is we just launched their multi-site websites rather. So there's 3 or 4 websites we put together for them, and we've been working with them for over 5 years. So they just happen to be in the building at the same time, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, serendipitous because I had no idea you guys were connected.
Yeah, I saw it today. Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah.
But yeah, really, our big thing for 2020 is we're actually going to be giving away our methodologies.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of the stuff we've spent the last 10 years building, including how to correctly build a website, like the real best practices around what we call a smart site, we're going to be giving that away, including how to quote it out, how to price it. So if you're an up-and-coming agency that want to building websites, we'll tell you exactly how to price that. Or even if you're buying a website, we'll tell you what to expect in terms of what that price should be. We're going to put that out to the public, how we price. We're telling people exactly how we build them, our standards, our quality control lists. We're giving everything away next year.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Do you think you're taking a gamble?
I think that we've certainly been proud of what we have built and have revised it many times over and continue to improve upon it. And I think there's honestly some of my competition, smaller and larger, that don't have some of those things. Mm-hmm. But I'm not afraid to give away that information because I know that that's not actually what makes us unique. Like the thing, what we do is great. We do a really nice job at all of our services. But I think what sets us apart is being small but mighty. Like we're focused on our customers, and I take care of my people and my employees. So I don't think that's going to change just because I give away my processes.
The methodology is only part of what you bring. The other part is that you use that methodology to tailor what you're doing specifically to the customer. Yeah,
and if you don't do that already, then you shouldn't be in business.
That's awesome. Sean McKay, Site-Hub, congratulations once again on being a finalist for the Micro Enterprise and Small Business of the Year Awards this year, coming up soon. And also congratulations on being named Best in Digital Marketing by none other than Digital Rochester for the second year in a row. That's just
Yes.
fantastic. And we're so delighted that you came by to see us once again on Business Voice. Sean, let's just say that website one more time. It's
yoursitehub.com.
yoursitehub.com. That's your, Y-O-U-R, site, S-I-T-E, hub, H-U-B.com. Yoursitehub.com.
Right.
In case anybody didn't get that, right? I want to
They're
make sure they
trying.
got it. I'm just into clarity, Wonderful. Thank you again.
Thank you,
and
Sarah.
many, many congratulations. Look forward to seeing you next time right
you.
here on Business Voice.